I am Henrietta Maria of France, youngest daughter of King Henry IV of France and Queen Marie de Medici. My life took a dramatic turn in 1625 when, at the tender age of 15, I was wed to Charles Stuart, the King of England, Scotland, and Ireland. I was young, devoutly Catholic, and thrust into a Protestant kingdom that regarded my faith with suspicion and hostility. Yet, I carried with me the dignity of my French heritage and a determination to fulfill my role as queen. In the early years of our marriage, Charles and I struggled to find harmony. Language barriers and our differing religious beliefs created a chasm between us. But as time passed, we grew closer. I became his confidant and staunch supporter, a role I cherished even as I faced unrelenting criticism from the English court and populace. My household, filled with French attendants and Catholic priests, was seen as a symbol of foreign influence and religious dissent, fueling mistrust among my husband's subjects. Despite these challenges, I found joy in motherhood. Between 1629 and 1644, I gave birth to 9 children, though only 5 survived to adulthood. I loved them fiercely and sought to provide them with the education and upbringing befitting their royal lineage. My devotion to my children was matched only by my unwavering loyalty to Charles. The 1630s were a turbulent decade. Charles's firm belief in the divine right of kings alienated many of his subjects, and his disputes with Parliament deepened the divisions within the kingdom. As tensions escalated, I became an easy target for blame. I was accused of meddling in state affairs and encouraging Charles's authoritarian policies. My Catholic faith and French origins made me a scapegoat for the kingdom's woes. When civil war erupted in 1642, I stood resolutely by Charles's side. I traveled to Europe to secure financial and military support for the royalist cause, selling my jewels and negotiating tirelessly. Returning to England, I braved dangerous crossings and hostile territory to aid my husband. I became known as the Queen General, a title that both honored and burdened me. Yet, despite my efforts, the tide of the war turned against us. In 1644, as royalist fortunes waned, I was forced to flee to France for safety. There, I endured the anguish of separation from Charles and our children. My letters to him were filled with love, encouragement, and desperate pleas for his well-being. I hoped against hope for a royalist victory that would reunite our family and restore our monarchy. But fate was cruel. In 1649, Charles was captured, tried, and executed by his enemies. The news of his death shattered me. I was inconsolable, haunted by the image of my beloved husband meeting his end on the scaffold. My grief was compounded by the realization that our children would grow up in exile, their rightful inheritance stolen. Yet, I endured. I found solace in my faith, praying for Charles's soul and the restoration of our family's honor. I became a guiding force for my son, Charles II, encouraging him to reclaim his throne. My spirit, though battered, remained unbroken. The love I bore for my husband and children sustained me through the darkest of times. Even now, as I reflect on my life, I see a tale of devotion, resilience, and sacrifice. I was a queen, a mother, and a wife who faced relentless trials yet never wavered in her duties. My story is one of love, love for my husband, my children, and the crown we fought so hard to protect. Though I lived in exile, my heart remained forever entwined with the land and the people I had come to call my own.